Good afternoon. We are going to take some time today to review a few different educational websites. We're going to look at the analysis of them and also the critique of these educational websites. So first, let's talk about how technology is currently being used in the classroom. Stated by Carson's in 2001, with the ever-changing world of technology, classrooms are gaining more technology and having to incorporate it into student learning. This is true across the nation and across worldwide. The more technology is put out into society, we are seeing it trickle over into education and changing the way learning looks compared to what it looked like a few decades ago. But it's very, very important to think about choosing online platforms and how to incorporate it correctly and with purpose within your classroom. So here are a few points to think about when choosing different online platforms and educational websites to use. Consider if it is user friendly, if it requires little to no training, and if it has a consistent design. User friendliness has a huge impact on our families and students. And also we want to look at, can it be access from different locations? So can students work on this at school? Can they work on this at home? Could they work on this traveling if they were to go away for vacation and continue learning? So, and also, will there be progress reported with different types of websites? And the last one is to reflect on the purpose of the site. What impact will it have? Does it meet specific standards? Is it aligned to Common Core standards? So these are different things that we can talk about and you could discuss before using different online platforms, because there are a variety of platforms that meet the needs of different students and learners. So, in thinking about digital citizenship, which is a major focus within education right now, because of the amount of technology that is being used within the classroom, we need to, back in 2018, Harold was quoted as saying, Common Sense's digital citizenship curriculum has long sought to balance online safety with strategies for empowering students to use digital media in a creative, empowering ways. So Common Sense Education is a platform to help students learn about digital citizenship. And here are a few uh, pros to Common Sense Education. Provides free online lessons addressing major concerns, including media balance, digital footprint, privacy, safety, and those range from kindergarten to 12th grade. So no matter where you are in the education world, you can find something to meet the needs. There is a professional development course that can be taken to ensure that the educator is correctly delivering this instruction. There's a certification of completion for students once they go through different online courses. And also, it is easily accessible. There are games and video-based learning. It keeps the students highly engaged and motivated. And in looking at the critique of this, it did lack the alignment to curriculum standards. So it was there is no true digital Common Core standards, but it lacked the ability to look at those to promote them. There were predetermined lessons which may not always address the current needs within your educational concern and issues within your building. And the new rollout programs may take a little bit longer to reach the user. So once they are created, it does take quite a bit of time to actually get into the hands of the students. So Seesaw is an online platform that many educators began using during school closure due to COVID-19. Seesaw for Schools is a digital app-based platform that allows students, teachers, and parents or guardians to complete and share classroom work. Seesaw can allow students to show mastery in a variety of ways. They can do this by providing drawings or text or recordings, also linking PDFs to their student profile. This is a free online program for educators, students, and family. There is a communication-based component to Seesaw that teachers and families can communicate back and forth. Data can be collected on these assignments and tasks for analysis by the teachers. There are preloaded activities across multiple subject areas, including math and writing, reading, social studies, even social emotional learning, which is extremely important right now. Educators also have the ability to create personalized assignments, so they can create their own to fit the need within their classroom. Some downfalls to Seesaw: it is difficult to manipulate on a desktop or laptop, much easier when manipulating it using an iPad or a Chromebook. In order to access all of the components to Seesaw, there is a paid subscription. So it is limited when it comes to the free parts of it, but using the paid subscription, the educator can access more of the tools. Training is necessary for the educators, students, and parents to use effectively. It will take time for your students to gain the knowledge of how to appropriately access all of the assignments, where to place them, how to communicate back and forth with the teachers. So even though it has quite a few positive aspects, there are some areas that Seesaw is negatively impacting the audience. And the last one we have here is ReadWorks. This is an online reading platform that many educators are using. It is a system to improve reading comprehension and vocabulary development. It also supports differentiation. It is a wonderful program that is used across the nation. So for ReadWorks, it is a research-based program which many educators prefer using. And it also is Common Core aligned. So for this, you can ensure that you are meeting the standard that you are focusing on. The articles are available at any grade level, from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And these passages and articles are usually very short, streamlined right to the point. Lesson plans, vocabulary, comprehension questions are all linked, short answer, multiple choice, and you can always work on the writing piece with these articles. A variety of tools to ensure accessibility for all students. If students are struggling readers, it does have the option to have the articles read to them. It is very user-friendly for students and parents. It is straightforward. It lets you know what has been assigned and what needs to be accomplished. It is a free platform, and it also is compatible with many different devices. The last critique for ReadWorks is you're not able to search the articles by the standard, even though that the standards are available. You cannot look up the exact standard that you are working on to find that article. It is difficult to link to different learning management systems right now. ReadWorks is only able to work with Google Classroom. Teacher directed, it gives no ability for the students to pick, and also it's lacking fiction content. It's mostly nonfiction reading. So I hope that you have enjoyed the critiques and analysis of these websites, and here are my references.